Guys, it's been another sort of slow year, but we just got over a couple of days of warm temperatures and rain, and the garden is loving it. So I'm going to take you on a little garden tour. You'll have to excuse the wind. In July, and we'll see what's blooming and what's going on here. So I was having trouble growing anything on the top wall here, so I planted wild daisies. This was a rose that was growing here, and I cut it out, and I must have left a little piece of root because it's coming back, so I'm going to have to try to get this out again, or I might just leave it there, I don't know. But aside from this little patch of roses, we have daisies, and I tend to let things do what it wants to do and just sort of lightly manage it. So each year it sort of evolves into something a little bit different. I absolutely love these ladies' mantle, and I think I've mentioned that multiple times. If you're looking for a good hosta alternative, they have the big beautiful leaves that catch the raindrops, and they are soft and velvety. It's a medicinal herb, and slugs don't have any interest in it, so it's a great alternative to hostas if you have slug issues. So we'll just take a look here. I threw a little bit of oregano out here because I have lots of it and it likes it out here. Here's a variegated goutweed. I just cut the flowers back on that. I also removed my potentillas from this area because they were shading my vegetable garden, and I moved them up here. So I just did that in the fall, so they're not looking that great this year, but it'll give me some privacy. So I'm going to cut them down really aggressively after they finish flowering, and hopefully start as a new hedge going along here. I also have some smaller ones that I started from cuttings put in between. So the soapwort is doing really good this year. This is Saponaria. I'm being swarmed by a wasp here. And this is a great herb that can be used as a soap alternative. And it's pretty in the garden as well. It's a great rock garden plant. And we have some vibrant dianthus here. These are beautiful, bright pink flowers. They add a really great splash of color. Here's my mallow. And these are another version of dianthus, and they smell so fragrant of cloves, like how they unfurl when they're first opening up. And they just perfume the air with this beautiful smell of cloves. I also cut back, sorry about that, keep getting chased by something here. I also cut back this gold flame spirea. It had gotten really tall, so I aggressively cut that back, and it's looking nice here now, just edging the steps going up. And this is the boulder garden here. As you can see now with the potentillas out of here, I'm getting great sun on my raised beds. We have our apple tree growing here. And this is the snowberry hedge. It's finally getting nice and thick and bushy. It's taken quite a few years to really bush out. And I just cut back my cotoneaster. It was like coming right out into the path here, and this is in full flower, and again, this is extremely fragrant. If you could smell this, it almost smells like a cross between roses and like baby powder. Very fragrant plant. Here's my rose, and there's Bob. That's my rescued willow there, but he's getting so big it's shading a lot of the garden. And the thyme is out in full flower here now at the base of my grapevines. And they're finally leafing out. We have more oregano, and these are the tree onions, which form the little bulbs at the top. They're such a multi-purpose onion. When they're young, the young shoots can be used like green onions. When they get a little older, you can use them in place of leek. And then we get these pearl onions at the top that are great for sauteing or pickling. And also when you dig them up, if you want to thin them out, there's onion bulbs in the bottom. We have chocolate mint here. And this is my pollinator garden, where I've intermixed some flowers and plants that I've seeded along with many native wildflowers. And to keep it neat and tidy, I just edge it off here. And there's a lilac that finished blooming. And my rhododendron with all the heavy rain. It was so pretty. I wish you could have saw it, but anyway, it's the blooms are dying back on that now. And again, we have lots more daisies. These are everywhere, and I don't mind them because they're extremely easy to pull. If there's one you don't want somewhere, the roots are not really extensive, so you can pull them quite easily. And they're just really pretty. Oh, we also have lots and lots of chives. I have some endive starting to come up here. I had to reseed my garden multiple times this year because the neighbor's cat kept digging it out and doing his business. So I don't have a lot of veggies yet. It's a little bit disappointing. But I have some arugula scattered around here. And some peas coming up. And some really beautiful perennial poppies here. And the lettuces are coming. They're still really tiny. And turnip and different things like that. These were a few squash plants I started in the greenhouse, so they're doing okay. I just transplanted them a couple of days ago, so there's a little bit of yellowing on the leaves as they are taking root there. This has just gone completely wild with strawberries. Whew. And the burning bush is in flower, and the flowers on a burning bush are very insignificant, but they do have flowers. These tiny little 4-petal flowers here. So I'm hoping with all the rain that we've had now, it gives everything a nice boost, and we will have some good veggies this year. I know I've seeded them out a little late now. Well, I seeded them out early, but I had to reseed them. And this is our laburnum, or golden chain tree, and that is in full bloom. And this is also very fragrant. This tree is toxic, so if you have children, it's a hardy tree, it's a beautiful ornamental tree, but if you have children, you want to teach them what they can and can't eat in the garden, and be very careful about any consumption of these flowers or the pods that look like peas. Whew. It feels steamy here now because the sun's coming. Oh, I see a gooseberry already. Wow, I see one little gooseberry coming out. It's my gooseberry bush. And the tomatoes are still quite small, but they are flowering, which is good. So I'm hoping for, I did harvest quite a few strawberries, and we have some peppers here and tomatoes. So we'll hopefully, I'm looking forward to a nice September and October. That's what I'm hoping for. And back in the woodland garden, this I kind of let go wild and do whatever it wants, and I throw random old seeds out here and stuff. So we have the raspberries coming up there, and some golden raspberries as well. There's also currants and rhubarb, and there's a cherry tree right there and an apple tree right there, and there's just whatever wants to grow back here, and a lot of wild strawberries. And I don't really do much with it. I'll just come back and harvest whatever decides to do well. It's a lovage plant there as well. And there's our compost. We just turned that one and started this one. And that's pretty much it. So this is the July 2018 garden tour. Haven't really done a whole lot different this year, just maintaining what we have. Just look at those ladies' mantle. How beautiful. And these will grow in complete shade. They'll grow from full sun. They kind of are a little smaller, but they actually grow really big like this in full shade. So I hope you enjoyed this little garden tour, and I hope you have a great day in your garden.